Hey guys, this is Mr. Too Easy Don Brown. So this is I guess day 2 of the corruption in Prince George's County / Seat Pleasant, Maryland. So yeah, you want to know some of the things that was going on there. And the funny thing is, a lot of people's been terminated since I've been there and since I was released. But the majority of them, well, a few, I ain't gonna say the number, but a few of them were whistleblowers like myself. We went to the website, filled out the stuff, and all of a sudden we were terminated. But it's okay. It's no big deal. It's not like we got the same, support like from Adam Schiff. We don't need that because we're survivors. We're true soldiers, and we're here for the cause. So here's a few things, you might not or might have knew. So of course, Seat Pleasant has Call a Bus, okay? That's when any resident that's a senior citizen can call to use the bus to go to do grocery shopping, go to a doctor's appointment, go pick up prescriptions, blah, 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 blah. So, the current mayor that you have now uses the police department, uses public works, uses public engagement, uses economic development to go pick his mom up to and from the bus station, take her to and from her doctor's appointment, stuff like that. But you have a council person, that car may have gotten a flat tire, may have needed some gas or broke down, call and ask for help. And he says, no, you can't do stuff like that for the council people. But him as the mayor, you're supposed to do what he tells you to do, or else you suffer the consequences. So that's one type of thing. Okay, so then, of course, you got these travels he goes on, So, now, of course, most of them are out of the country. Some of them are in the state. So when they're in the state, he uses the police department the officers to drive him to and from, like he needs super security, like he's, I don't know, like he's the president of the United States, like he's Barack Obama. I don't know. But that's his Secret Service, on the municipality level. So, so there's a whole lot of corruption going on with your tax dollars that people really don't see. But then what he does is he preaches, like he's a minister, just to get the senior citizens and the people to back him, because guess what? I'm not trying to say, people are naive, but at the end of the day, if you sound like a preacher and you say a few words of the Bible, I'm going to follow you because I'm just that dumb. But you know what? People need to wake up. People need to wake up. It's just like, when I first got hired, this person comes to me. I'm not going to say the person's name, but the person come to me, tomorrow, I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. What do you mean you don't know what you're supposed to be doing? You're a director. You was hired before I was. You don't know your job description? You know what the fuck to do? But you got a master's degree. Me, I have 4 bachelor's degrees. And just recently, I went to one of the colleges here in Pennsylvania, and they combined them all, and I had to take a proctor exam, and now I have a PhD in business and in economics. Sometimes, common sense isn't so common, because that same person that has this master's degree that don't know their job description and what they're supposed to do, going to ask me, are people in Pennsylvania racist? First of all, where do you think the Underground Railroad came to? Pennsylvania. Okay? Now, I'm sure there's racist people all over the world, all over the United States. But to ask a dumb question like that was real stupid to me. Because are there people racist in Pennsylvania? Look here, I live in Chambersburg, Pennsylvania, which is Franklin County. I haven't encountered no racism. And there's a whole lot of different ethnicities all in this county, all in this state. I've traveled all the way all over the world and haven't experienced any racism. So, now, Mayor, like some people say, well, you're a big black guy, so they don't say anything to you. Right. I'll take that. Whatever makes you sleep better at night. But let me get back on the topic of the corruption. That's just some of the stupidity that I had to deal with. Then you have the mayor have these little stupid meetings Tuesdays and Thursdays to talk about, supposed to talk about what you need in your department, what your issues are, but he goes on a rant and rave talking about he don't like Mr. Franco, that owns the discount mart, and we need to get him out of Seat Pleasant, da-da-da-da-da. So I recently saw that, and I was there when he raised the taxes like 400%. So, Planet Fitness is pissed off. Of course, you got Franco that has a big store. A lot of store owners just don't know what to do. So the ones that has the money, they're getting an attorney and saying, hey, this ain't right. You're supposed to let us know. But you know what? The people that work in Seat Pleasant, when they don't do what the mayor says, they suffer his wrath, so to speak. Me, I don't care, I was working before Seat Pleasant. I'm going to continue to work after Seat Pleasant. Yeah, I grew up in Seat Pleasant. You know what? It wasn't that great when I grew up in Seat Pleasant. I figured, hey, I liked the vision that was going in, but once I got in there, it was so corrupt. It was like you can't do anything. I couldn't do nothing for my employees. He getting all pissed off because it wasn't his idea. But yet, he could spend $10,000 on red carpet, so county exec also Brooks can come in and walk on red carpet. He can spend $5,000 on flowers and signs and stuff that has her name on it, welcome to the City of Excellence. But then you have a congressman, Anthony Brown, come, you don't do nothing for him, But then you have this Congo lady come that's supposed to be the Congo representative wife. You spend $100 on wine, $300 on cheese, some money on red carpet, and then they don't show up. These are where your tax dollars are going. You know what? And it's sad. And, hopefully, they get a person in there that's going to use your tax dollars in the right way. Then you get them, going to ask, I can say this for me personally. He asked me to have money in my budget so he can use. I refused. At first I laughed because there was another director there. I laughed. I said, first of all, I don't do that. I got integrity. These are tax dollars. These ain't your dollars. But every time he gets pissed off, what are you doing with my money? First of all, this isn't your money. Okay? So, second of all, these are tax dollars. You want to do the smoke and mirrors and think people don't know what you're doing. Oh, I'm turning the city into a smart. You can be a smart city all day long and not spend the kind of money you spent. Won't people ask what happened to the red light camera money? What happened to the speed camera money? Yeah, he burnt right through that. But you know what? He talked about Fairmount Heights, how he wants to, get the streets in Fairmount Heights, get the few streets in Fairmount Heights, some streets in Capitol Heights, so they can get the revenue from FedEx Field. Yeah, he has some kind of master plan, But guess what? You got to spend money to make money. But then also, you have to also ask for help from the county, but he don't do that. But then he blame it on, it's because, I'm a powerful black man, and, they after me, da-da-da. No, that's not why. Because you forget I was with you through Global Development Youth Services, okay? You forget that. You forget when I ran for office, you used me to get ahead. And people say, well, how did he do that? Okay, let's see. Okay, of course I'm Republican. He didn't like I was Republican for one. Asked me to change my party. I didn't do that shit, okay? I don't do that. I'm Republican for a reason. I'm conservative for a reason. So, of course, we meet with, Governor Ehrlich, Lieutenant Governor Steele. So, he wants to be part of that meeting. So, he pushes his agenda, So then I go to Iraq, my first tour in Iraq. So I get 3 letters, okay? One from the Lieutenant Governor for the state of Maryland, Michael Steele. One from the Governor of the state of Maryland, Robert Ehrlich. And then one from, I forgot the guy's name, Mr. DeCapa. He's part of the Republican Party in Maryland back then. They sent me a letter, okay? So, of course, the 2 letters that came from the governor's office had the seal and all that stuff. So, of course, upper echelons wanted to know what was going on, so they had to call me in the office and to talk. That's what they call it, the talk. So, but that was okay, but did I get something from this person? No. My family wrote me, but you think that person did? No. I was out of sight, out of mind. You know, I was with him one time. You know, we went and met, you know, Jesse Jackson because he wanted to know who he was voting for and all this stuff and getting all this stuff. Then, of course, I was with him, you know, when he was there. He was talking about, yeah, you know, make sure you back Jack because, you know, I can call him right now and, you know, he can get funded for anything I need. So, he, you know, I got him on speed dial. You know how people do boasting. You know, they call him, yeah, hey, Jack, you know, I'm right here with Jesse, da-da-da-da-da. Yeah. So he did that a few times. And then it was one time, you know, I know these things because I used to drive him around, you know, or do security and shit like that. So then it was one time, I forgot, who was meeting some white guy, you know, and he was like, yeah, you know, let me call Jack Johnson, you know, whatever I need, you know, I got him right here in my back pocket, da-da-da-da. So he calls him on speed dial, you know, boasting, smoke, yeah, Jack, you know, what about this, you know, we may need some funding for this, this, and this, you know. Jack's like, okay, yeah, no, whatever you need, da-da-da-da-da. Come on, dude. You think you're something that you're not, and it's fine to have aspiration and have goals, you know, but this is the type of corruption that you're going to do. You use tax dollars like this. So I see where you got it from. You got it from Jack Johnson. He did the same damn thing. See where you got it from. You got it from Tawana Gaines. She did the same damn thing. The Mayor's Black Association. Well, guess what? Those 2 to 3 black mayors in Baltimore did the exact same thing. So birds of a feather flock together. What comes and what does in the dark comes to light. So guess what? You know, my kudos is out to anybody that's trying to, you know, fight corruption, you know, trying to stand up for, you know, what's right. You're going to run into people like him, you know. Prime example. Here's one. This happened in, was this in April? This might have been in April 2019. Okay, I'm working there. You know, and of course I get there at 3 a.m. I don't leave until probably 5 p.m. So around 7 a.m., you know, I get a call from his executive assistant. Then he has an assistant for that assistant. But you're a mayor, okay? A part-time mayor, okay? So they're asking why the city administrator didn't approve this and prove this. Well, I don't know. You know, hey, she denied it. I don't go against the city administrator. If she denied something, it's denied. It is what it is. So he had a wreck-in for $60,000 with no justification, no receipt. He's going to basically curse at the daggone city administrator. He was like, get her on the phone. She's fucking senile. She needs to go in a nursing home. You don't deny my requisition. I'm the mayor. This is my money. Get her to prove it right now or else I'm not flying out of here. But his flight was at 9 a.m. This is at 7. And this is always how he does. And you know, there was many witnesses. City clerk was there. She just sat there and didn't say a word. She just looked like, oh, ooh, yeah. Cursing the current city administrator out. He goes and he's ranting raves. He did the same thing to me last October. I'm sick. There was an event my guys had to set up. So I said, let me go out there, make sure everything's set up correctly, because I'm under doctor's orders. Okay, so I go in there, my guys said, we got everything. My assistant's like, oh, Director Brown, everything was okay. You didn't have to stop. I said, no, I just wanted to make sure, because you know how it is. They always talk down to Public Works, so I want to make sure everything is okay. As I'm walking out, he gonna come out of there. If you don't fucking come in here and speak, consider yourself fired. That's your resignation. Now, my wife was with me, and she's like, babe, let's just drive off. So I'm like, no, I'm gonna go ahead in there. So I'm shaking. Okay, I'm shaking like shit, because I'm furious right now. So I go in there and speak. I don't remember nothing that happened in there, okay? So people say, you know, I was stuttering and all this stuff. But these are the type of things he does. There was another director who was under doctor's orders. She even sent out an email. The mayor still made her come in. So he don't care nothing about y'all. All he wants is, oh, I got control of this. Only thing matter of fact, you don't control a damn thing. You may control those little lady boys that you be with. You may control those little children that you like to touch on. That's another topic. I'll save that for another one, because I got evidence of that too. Yeah, you remember that? So, you know, it is what it is, you know, but, you know, no one wants to talk on that because they're afraid what the mayor might do. They're afraid because the mayor's going to sick the police department on them, you know. Prime example, there's an officer, a Caucasian officer that works at Sea Pleasant that that went through the little thing so they can pull over trucks that come through Seat Pleasant, stuff like that. He's gonna make the comment, and this wasn't even an executive meeting. We were just chit-chatting. I overheard. I was standing right there in the office. He was like, "Well, we can't give this white officer, all this training. They're gonna leave Seat Pleasant." So this is what the other person said. "Oh, you don't gotta worry about nothing. He got so many discrimination things against him. He gonna stay with Seat Pleasant. We're his bread and butter." Really? So you using people like that? You using people? You know what? God don't like ugly, and not too particular about pretty. So you want to talk about corruption? That's corruption at the fullest. You want to say you're not racist, but you are. You don't like nobody white. You say that all the time. Man, these white people get on my nerves. Da 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 da. Then see when I say something, hey, at the end of the day, where you think these dollars are coming from? You want these big dollars, but you supposed to be big bad, mayor of Seat Pleasant. Just like you threw that lady shit down the steps too. Yeah. But she wasn't smart. She just settled out for $20,000. This senior citizen lady, she was one of his assistants. I was there. They had a little discrepancy, all because she said Little Seat Pleasant. Okay, she didn't mean nothing by it. So I saw his demeanor. There was another director there, and there was some other people there. So I left, because this was like almost like at midnight or whatever. I was like, you know what? It's getting a little heated in here. I'm gone. Next thing I know, I get a text message from one of the directors that was there talking about, "Oh snap, he done went off. You might want to come back." I said, "Hell no, I'm going back to Pennsylvania. I'm already on the road." So then the person gave me a call. Yeah, he done threw the person's stuff down the steps. So then he gonna put a ban on her not to come and see Pleasant like she did a criminal act. She didn't do no criminal act. First of all, you picked her stuff up and threw it down the steps. Okay, that's what people fail to realize. Her stuff was already sitting behind the desk. You got her stuff up, threw it behind the desk, call her all sorts of kind of names. You wouldn't want nobody call your parent a name like that, or your mother, your sister, your female cousin, nobody a name like that, but you called her every name out of the book. But you know what? People don't say nothing about that, because the one, you push it underneath the rug. You push it underneath the rug. Then there was an issue where they went to some kind of city event, and one of his assistants had misused funds with a city credit card. So they asked me, another director, and the chief of police to review the policy. Okay, so I went to the CFO, the current CFO at the time, and I asked for, what's the policy on, use of credit card? What's the policy on, just the whole policy? The part that it came to use of credit card for city, the whole 6 pages was missing. It's a 98-page document, but 6 pages was missing. So, I've done audits before for the federal government because, I'm certified under MPMA, National Property Management Association. And I know the forest very well. Federal acquisition regulations that was written by Congress. I know that very well. Okay? So, and I've done audits. So you have a document that tells you how to spend the city's tax dollars, and you have 6 pages missing? I let the city administrator know that everyone knows those above me. I guarantee the pages are still missing. They're going to, well, we're making an amendment. Well, that has nothing to do with the pages. So I said, okay, give it to me in digital forms, because digital forms should have all the pages. Because you had to type it up. The digital PDF still had the pages missing. Corruption, right there in Seat Pleasant, right there in Baltimore, right there in Prince George's County. And the sad thing is, it's black Americans that's doing this. It's the left that's doing this. It's Democrats that do this, and they're not held accountable. People, you need to start holding people accountable. I've one of my close friends, she used to say, Director Brown, my dad grew up here in Seat Pleasant, and there's one thing he used to say, and he was in the service. He says, you always got to follow the money. And she owned number pieces of property. So I can only imagine people that own property and do their taxes don't really know where their taxes are going. They don't know how they're being misused. They don't know how a person is just spending all these hundreds of thousands of dollars on the state of a city that he acting like he's the president of the United States. Go out to daggone, the NLC events, and the only reason, let me also say this, the only reason that he decided to change a flight policy, it wasn't because, one of the council members is handicapped. It's because he's been doing business in first class every time he flies. That's why. But people don't see that. People don't see that part. So, you have these city officials that try to do stuff and then he blackball them or try to try to dangle a carrot above them so think they doing something when they're not. Because I be in those meetings, I know. But the city council members, they don't say anything because they have their full-time job. Okay, so they don't always have time to look at every single thing. And it's the truth, they got full-time jobs. There's a few city council members that, man, when I say they working, they are working. They're working like 100 hours a week, at their personal job. And then they come in and they try to get, the budget approved. They try to get this stuff done. But when you got 7 different directorates and they have these 10 pages, 20 pages of documents you got to go through, and you just got finished working 100 hours, sometimes something's going to slip through the cracks. So it's not all on them. People may think, they should have found this. They can't find everything when you got someone that's manipulating 5 days a week what people are doing. It's a difference if, you let these directors do what they need to do, hold them accountable what they need to be held accountable for. But no, what you do, you got the mayor got his hands in everything. I'm the COO of Seat Pleasant. First of all, Seat Pleasant is not a company, okay? Those are taxpayers' dollars that you're misusing. But you want to change everyone's title. This is the COO, this is the CEO, this is this. At the end of the day, you're still a municipality. At the end of the day, those are tax dollars. At the end of the day. So then you call the governor up and you make him feel good. Oh yes, governor, da 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 da. So that way, he think you're doing everything right, but you're not. You're doing the same shit Baltimore did, okay? So, that's what I got to say on that. Stay tuned for part 2, because I'm coming out with everything, okay? So at the end of the day, I have integrity. It's my duty. It's my selfless service. I have honor. I sworn to serve and protect foreign and domestic. And let me tell you something. Seat Pleasant, that's domestic. You got people. It's sad. You got one of your department heads that like filling on adults' behinds, men adults' behinds, and he's a man himself. I told him 3 times, stop doing that shit. It's not funny. The first time he did it, I said, okay, you're supposed to say nice game, good game, da da da. Maybe he did it as a joke. By the 3rd time, the shit wasn't funny no more. So I'm beginning to think that maybe you bat for the other side. Just because a person have children, don't make it seem like they can't do both things, okay? So I'm just putting that out there. So, but it's all good, It is what it is. I'm still the same, But it's all good. But until then, as I always say, be mentally strong, physically strong, socially strong, and spiritually strong. Till next time, guys, peace. I'm out.